All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is class number 99. We got one more class after this one to hit number
New class.
100.
100.
100. We're gonna be,
Hundo. 100, as we say
and so
it.
we're gonna be going through our typical workout program flow. We're gonna be warming up, practicing going through our circuit. We got floor or lap to overheads, windmills. We practice those on Monday. Up chops, floor/table scrubbers, and burpees. Note for our seated athletes, this entire workout can potentially be done on the ground if you choose to do so, and we'll go over the variations for that. But you can play around with it, kind of see what fits you best, and then pick the variation that you feel the most comfortable with. And then we will finish off with Pavel's favorite stretch, Shavasana.
Yes.
All right. So let's. All right. Before we get started, does anyone have any aches or sorenesses today that I should be aware of? All right.
The sides of my ribs are hurting.
Dude, Ian, every
Yeah.
single time you come in here with something different aching.
Well, no, I'm leading classes now, so it's kind of different.
I'm teasing you. So
I know.
let's go ahead and get warmed up. If you're going to be working out primarily in sitting, start in sitting. If you're going to be working out primarily in standing, start in standing. One other thing, you will need a long towel today for table or floor scrubbers. So make sure you have that available. All right, let me get that set. And let's get warmed up. So again, pick your position of choice, seated or standing. Let's start with one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. We're going to practice some belly breathing to start. You're going to inhale, allow your belly to rise first before your chest. Exhale, let the belly drop. Inhale, belly rises first. Exhale, drop. And remember what this feels like to have the belly rise before your chest. Always come back to this belly breathing during our workouts, when things get hard, during our rest breaks, and when we're stretching. Take a couple more breaths like this to solidify that pattern. All right, start to roll your head around in a circle. I'm starting going clockwise, rolling around. Maintain that easeful breathing. Getting little stretches in your head and neck as you roll your head around. And reverse your head and neck rolls. Now going counterclockwise. Still focusing on that easeful breathing pattern. All right, and then next we're going to start to go into some shoulder shrugs. Rolling your shoulders to the front and up towards your ears, inhaling. And then exhale, pin your shoulder blades down behind your back and slide them down your ribcage. And then roll to the front, inhale up. Exhale to the back and down. Continue with that rotational motion. And then let's reverse those shoulder shrugs. Now you're rolling to the back with your arms low, sliding them up your rib cage towards your ears, inhaling, and exhaling forward and down. start to add in some gentle twists, side to side. Reaching your arms around the back, get that little stretch and twist through your spine. If you're standing, you're shifting your weight from one foot to the other. If you're sitting, you're shifting your weight from one side of your pelvis to the other. Good, and next we're gonna start to incorporate some arm circles, coming around, down to the ground, up and over to the left and overhead. Bring your arms down to the right. And if you're just standing, you're doing a squat as you arms come down, and then stand up as your arms come up overhead. If you're sitting, you're doing a hip hinge as your arms come down and hinging up as your arms come up overhead. Reach through your fingertips. Take up as much space as you can. Good, and then reverse it. Go in the other direction, so up and over to the right, overhead, and then down on the left side. If you're doing a squat or a hinge, make sure you keep that hip hinge so your spine stays level or in neutral. Good, now we're gonna bring our hands up the front as you stand up, hinge up, and then down the sides as you squat down or hinge down. Good, and then reverse the arms. So now you're coming up the sides, down the front. Couple more. All right, we're gonna do some jumping jacks next. Hopping in place, arms come up overhead, and then down by your sides, feet hop apart, and then together. If the hopping doesn't feel good to you, you're simply standing or sitting, and then bring your arms up overhead and quickly tap back down by your side. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Split jacks are next. Arms come across horizontally. Give yourself a big bear hug, and then open up. Your feet are hopping in a split stance, alternating the front foot. And if the hopping doesn't feel good, you're simply doing the back slappers, alternating the top arm in standing or in sitting. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to finish up with running in place. Arm pumps in place. So jogging in place, keeping your elbow bent at 90 degrees here. So if you're standing, you move your feet. If you're sitting, you're simply just going to pump your arms. And then we're going to build up to a sprint. So you're going to pump your arms and legs as fast as you can for about a 5-second burst. All right, and let's get started with our first sprint, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Pump your arms, move your feet as fast as you can. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Work on long, smooth strides with your arms. Picking up your feet in a fluid motion. We got 2 more sprints. We're going to start with the second one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Pump your arms as fast as you can. Move your feet as fast as you can. 3, 2, 1. And then jog again. Got 1 more. Get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Pump your arms really fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. So your heart rate should be elevated at this point. All right, let's get started into our practice round. So first thing up is the floor or lap to overhead. So This is where you're gonna need a heavy backpack or some weights. And you can perform this workout on the ground. I mentioned that you could do everything on the ground today. So if you're a seated athlete or a standing athlete, you wanna do this sitting, you can do a lap to overhead. So from here, you're taking the bag, it's on your lap, and then from here, shooting it overhead. And that's the lap to overhead. Now, if you need to break it down, you can always go lap to shoulders to overhead, if that works better for you. Key thing, if you're sitting in either long sit or cross leg sit, whichever feels better to you, make sure you keep your spine upright and tall as best you can the entire time. Now, for other seated athletes who maybe want to stay in the chair, you have some options here. You can do a floor to overhead, hinging forward, pop that weight up into a front rack and then overhead, or you can pop it straight overhead if you have that in you. Oh, I lost my chapstick. Pop that in the pocket. Make sure you close all your pockets. All right, so again, straight to overhead. And then you have the other option of going from your lap to overhead. Standing athletes, you're gonna be doing floor to overhead. So we have the weight on the floor, and then you're gonna pop it overhead. All right, practice that a little bit, figure out what variation works better for you. All right, did we all get a chance to practice floor or lap to overheads? We all found a variation that works for us? All right, let's keep moving then. Next up is gonna be the windmill. So again, from the floor, you can do this in a long sit or cross leg sit. So right now I have my right arm over my head with my weight. And from here, I'm gonna slide my left arm out to the side and then hinging to the side, trying to keep my torso as straight as possible. So I'm starting to lean over onto my left pelvis, keeping my arm overhead. And then from here, I'm gonna come up to vertical and then do that for reps. Sliding out to the left and then back up. This is a windmill in long sit. You can also do this in cross leg sit if it feels better to you. And then for seated athletes, we're gonna be working out in a chair. You're gonna take that weight in your right hand and then slide that weight, your left arm down the side of your chair as you hinge down, keeping your right hand pointed up towards the ceiling. And then come on back up into the windmill. All right, and then for our standing athletes, weight is overhead. You're gonna take a little bit of a wide stance and point. So right now I have my right hand overhead with the weight. I'm gonna point my left foot out about 90 degrees away from me. And I'm gonna slide my left arm down my left leg, hinging down, and then coming back up. So it's a little bit of a side bend and a spiral combined here. You should be using your hips, your glute muscles to perform the movement. From the side, here's what it looks like. All right. Make sure you spiral underneath it a little bit. So practice this one. Again, this is a complicated movement, but a very effective movement for making your core super strong. Any questions on the windmill? Good. All right, we get a chance to practice on both sides. All right, good. So again, this is a great core exercise. I hope you guys appreciate the balance that goes into it. All right, next up chops. So again, demoing from the floor to start. Again, long sit or cross leg sit, whatever your preference is. You're gonna grab your weight, and then from here, you're gonna bring that weight from one side. So right now I have it to my left. I'm gonna lift it from my left side up to overhead to the right. So it's a little spiraling action. And so that's the up chop going from left to right. And you can also practice going from right to left. For our seated athletes who are going to be working out in a chair, today. You're going to start with the weight off to your left side, move the left to right up chop, hinging forward, weight up overhead to the right, and then back down. And for our standing athletes, you're gonna squat a little bit into it, keeping your back neutral. And from here, lifting it from left to right overhead. Practice both sides. Make sure that it feels good. Keep your spine as neutral as possible as you perform the movement. Keeping your chest wide helps with that. All right, any questions on the up chops? Basically, we're doing the first exercise, but now adding the diagonal component. Multi-directional training, love it. All right, multiplanar is a term I should have used. Next up, floor or table scrubbers. So this is where you're gonna need that towel to slide on something. So for those of us who are already on the ground, you're gonna set yourself up with your towel on the floor. You're gonna take your weight, put it on top of that towel so you can slide it around without scratching up the floor so much. So here, I got my backpack on top of the towel. I'm lying down on my stomach. And from here, I'm gonna pull the towels to my right first, and then to the left. Going back and forth. The heavier your weight and the more resistance or friction there is against your towel, the harder this will be. Working that side-to-side motion. So that's for our seated athletes on the ground and our standing athletes. If getting out into the ground is problematic for you, you can perform this in seated doing the table scrubber. So from here, I have my chair rolled up to a table in front of me. I got my towel on top of the table and my backpack on top of the towel. I'm gonna hinge forward and from here, pull the towel to the right and then to the left. Back and forth, side to side. So those are the variations for the floor or table scrubbers that you can use. All right, any questions on floor or table scrubbers? We good? All right, let's keep moving. Last up is gonna be burpees. So burpees, we got a few variations here that we can work on. So pick the one that works best for you. Seated athletes who are gonna be on the ground the entire time. Your burpee is gonna be starting in a long sit, rolling onto your stomach, rolling to your left to start, and then from here, coming from stomach, back to long sit, reach overhead, and then roll over to your right, onto your stomach, and then roll back up to long sit, reach overhead. So do that as fast as you can, under control. That's one option for the burpee. For seated athletes who want to stay in the chair today, the burpee is going to be a forward reach, touch your toes, touch your knees, reach overhead. Knees, toes, toes, knees, overhead. Go on as fast as you can in that motion. And for our standing athletes, we have the standard burpee, which is starting in standing, get down onto the ground, push yourself up off the ground, hop up a little bit. To regress this, you can simply work on taking your time, get down to the ground, step back, lower yourself down to the ground, come on up, go up on your toes, reach overhead. Whatever you need to do, you get down to the ground and then back up. It's totally valid. If you need some hand support, you can take a chair and help yourself out here. Lowering down. You're coming up using that hand assist, giving yourself that little bit of a boost. So you can play around with the burpee. Basically, you get down to the ground, get up off of the ground. That's the burpee. All right, did we get a chance to play around with different versions of the burpee? And then did we find the version that fits us best? All right, good. All right, we ready to work out? This is number 99. All right, one more to 100. They're gonna make both of these good ones. So let's get ready, get started, grab your weights. Let's get prepared for our floor or lap to overheads. All right. And then let me pull up my stopwatch. And let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Work your floor to overhead. Working it in standing, working it on the ground and sitting. Or in a chair with the option of floor to overhead or lap to overhead. Floor to overhead, lap to overhead. Take the version that fits you best. Work clean, crisp movement. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next are the windmills. Take your time get a quick breath. Bring the weight up overhead. Right now I got it in my right hand. I'm turning my left foot out and I'm hinging, spiraling down, sliding my left arm down my left leg, and then coming back up. Doing reps of that. In a chair, you're sliding your arm down the side, the left side of your chair, and then come back up. Keep your right arm overhead. In long sit, cross-leg sit on the floor. Sliding out, and then back up. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Slide out to the right. Keep your left arm overhead. Keep your spine neutral. So you're going to be shifting onto your right pelvis right now. You're doing this seated. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Up chops. Taking your weight. I'm going to start on my left side from left to right. Pop the weight up. Oh, don't let it whack you in the head. And back down. Make sure you're trying to keep that spine neutral as best you can. So maintain a wide chest the entire time, whether you're doing it standing, sitting in a chair, or sitting on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Done. Switch sides. So now I'm going from right to left, overhead, up top. Good. Working this in seating and standing. Or in long sit. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Floor or table scrubbers. Take your towel, set up on the floor in front of you. Put your weight on top of that towel. Lie down on your stomach if you're doing this on the floor. And then scrub the floor. Move the towel left and right. If you're doing this on a table, simply got your towel on top of the table, backpack or weights on top of the towel, slide it left and right. Continue with the consistent motion here. Keep breathing. Good job, you guys. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Push that weight to the side. Set up for your burpees. Again, we got our options here. We can do this starting from long sit. Roll onto your stomach one way. Roll on up to long sit. Reach your arms overhead. And then roll to the other side. Roll up to long sit. I'm going back and forth. You can work your more traditional burpees, getting up and down from the ground. Maybe add a little jump if it feels good. Or you can simply slowly get yourself up and down from the ground, coming down to the ground any way that you need to. Lower down, Get yourself up any way you need to. Stand up, go up on your toes, reach your arms over your head. You're doing this in a chair, or reaching down, touch your toes, touch your knees, reach your arms overhead, knees, toes, knees, overhead. 3, 2, 1, done. All right, take a rest break. All right. How was that first round? Does anyone need any extra time with transitions?
I'm okay with the transitions, but the burpee rolling onto the residual limb, I added an extra mat, but it's kind of sensitive. Is there a trick to maybe not putting so much weight on that thigh in the roll?
So residual side is your right.
My right. Yes, right.
Rolling onto your right side. If you're coming here, maybe instead of rolling it straight on it, you can kind of go into a side plank. Up.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Side plank, then come up.
Thank you.
All right. Any other modifications needed? All right, good. That's some good troubleshooting right there. I like it, Bonnie. Make me be creative on my toes. All right, let's get started with our second round. Let's get going in. I'm waiting for round number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Work floor to overhead, lap to overhead. Whatever version works best for you. Make sure you do it well. Focus on good posture, keeping your chest upright as best you can. That helps keep you in that neutral spine. Floor to overhead. Keep going, keep breathing. Good, almost there, you guys. Keep it up. A few more seconds in here. 10 seconds. That's it. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmills. All right. Bring your right hand over your head, point your left foot out away from you, slide your left hand down your leg or out to the left side, and then hinge back up using your core, using your glutes to stabilize you, using whatever you got. Good. Continue with that steady motion. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Left hand overhead, right hand out to your side, sliding down to the right side or to down the right leg, and then hinge back up. There we go. Keep it up. Get a few more reps in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up chops. All right. One key thing with the up chops. Think like you're pulling with the top arm and pushing with the bottom arm as you perform that up chop. That really helps to better engage the muscles in your upper back, which helps to stabilize your shoulder joint. Keep it going. Working this on the floor and long sit or cross leg sit. And standing. Working left to right. Keep your chest wide. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Whoop. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Almost there. Let's go. Let's go. Almost. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floor or table scrubbers. Take your towel, put it on the ground, put your weight on top of that towel. All right, and then lie down on your stomach or hinge forward in your chair and slide the weight side to side. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Good. Almost there. Keep it up. Steady motion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burpees to finish round 2. Let's go. Starting, if you're on the ground, long sit, roll onto one side, onto your stomach, up to long sit again, arms overhead, and then roll to the other side, and then roll back up to long sit, arms overhead. If you're in a chair, working, touch your toes, touch your knees, reach overhead, knees, toes, knees overhead. Good, and if you're doing the more standard one, you can work simply just getting down to the ground, lie down, get back up, hop up, stand up, raise your arms overhead, do heel raise, whatever you need to do. Use whatever assistance you need to complete the movement. Work on getting up and down, or down and then up from the ground. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Another rest break. All right. Round 2's done. Bonnie, how was that variation of with the rolling? Good? All right. Excellent. Gets a little extra core work too. I like it. So how are we doing at this point, everybody? Get some water, catch your breath. Remember that belly breathing we started with today? Come back to that. Belly rises before your chest. All right. Get a couple more nice big breaths. We're gonna get started with our third round. You might start getting a little bit tired, so listen to your body, take regressions if you need, and let's get to it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Floor or lap to overheads. All right. Let's go. Let's work. Steady motion. All right, there you go, guys. Work on keeping your back as flat as possible, so wide chest helps with that the entire time. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Steady rhythm. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, windmills. Take that weight, put it up overhead with your right arm, point your left foot out 90 degrees, and then slide down your left side, down your leg or out to the side, and then spiral back up. Push your hips back. If you're doing this in standing, and then push your hips forward as you stand up. Pushing the hips as you come down, and pushing the hips forward as you come up. All right, couple more reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Working the left side. You're in standing. You're going to turn your right foot out 90 degrees. Push your hips backwards as you lower down. And then push your hips forwards as you stand up. Maintain that weight overhead. We got less than 10 seconds left. Get a few more good reps in. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up chops. Take that weight over to your left side and lift left to right. Bring it up over your head. If you're doing this in standing, make sure your legs are the drivers here. Keep it going. Work on keeping a wide chest. That'll help you. And that's regardless if you're doing this in sitting or in standing. Wide chest optimizes your posture. 3, 2, 1, switch side. Make sure you're pulling with the top arm, pushing with the bottom arm. Good. Almost there. Keep it up. You got less than 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floor scrubbers, table scrubbers, scrub everything. I want to see your floors be squeaky clean after this workout. And then scrub, movement side to side. Keep it up. Keep going. Steady movement. Steady breathing. Engaging with your core, the muscles in your upper back, between your shoulder blades. Working on engaging some postural muscles in your neck as well. Keep that elevation. Maintain that steady breathing. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burpees. Let's go. Taking the variation that fits you best. Rolling from one side to the other, back up to long sit and overhead. Or doing your traditional burpee. Get it up and down, or down and up. I don't know why we phrase it that way, up and down. It should be down and then up. But saying up and then down flows better, I guess. English is a weird language. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep doing burpees. Don't wonder why English is such a weird language. Keep it up. Almost there. Got a few more reps in. Less than 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Whew. Good work. I see you guys working hard, breathing hard. All right. How are we doing after that third round? Whose lungs are about to pop out of their chest? Me. Okay. Good. At least
My Boba Fett will not be happy about this. My Boba Fett would say, he's no good to me, dead.
Well, we're going to take you just before the breaking point then. Slow down your breathing. That belly breathing that we covered at the very beginning of today's class.
Is it just me, or am I getting too young for this?
Ian, you're always getting younger. It's a mystery. I don't understand it. Keep your youth. It's good.
I guess so.
All right. Let's get started with our fourth and final round here. Remember, you might be getting tired. Listen to your body. Take breaks if you need. Move well. All right. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Ian.
Finish them.
Finish it. All right. Work those floor to overheads. Keep good, smooth motion. Keep your chest wide, which will help keep your spine in neutral, maintaining or making you much more powerful in your movements. All right. Keep going. Keep breathing. All right, loosen up these straps or tighten up these straps. Keep breathing. All right, just a few more reps. Less than 10. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Windmills. Taking the weight overhead in your right hand. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Slide down your left leg or out to the left side, and then hinge back up. Keep your spine neutral. So if you're standing, you're pushing your hips backwards as you lower down, push your hips forwards as you come up. If you're doing this in long sit, you're shifting over to one side and then back up on your pelvis. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, and then reverse it, going the other way. Woo. Don't lose your balance like I almost did. Stay focused. Keep breathing. There we go. How much time we got left? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up chops. Bring the weight over to your left. Lift it left to right overhead. Keep your chest wide. Steady motion, steady breathing. Almost there, less than 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. All right, so going from right to left now. Keep your chest wide, neutral spine. Oh, don't crush your toes like I did just there. You want to preserve your feet. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Put them down. Work those table scrubbers, floor scrubbers, whatever your scrubbers you're doing. Scrubbing bubbles. Bubble scrubbers. Reversing common English phrases. All right, and scrub. Moving from right to left. Dragging that weight across the floor. Maintaining your breathing. Kind of like you're wrestling. Only you're wrestling a backpack, which sounds quite silly when you think about it. But God, it's good for engaging your core. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep it up, you guys. Almost there. We got less than 15 seconds left. Keep up that pace. Doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burpees to finish. Almost done. Burpees. Everyone's absolute favorite thing ever to do in the world. Whoever invented burpees was an absolute genius. I don't know what I would do without burpees. I would probably cry. I actually cry when I do burpees, so stop crying on your what? Who's it crying? Keep going. Steady motion. Getting down and up from the floor. Keep going. Keep breathing. Home stretch, you guys. We got less than 20 seconds left. Get some more burpees in. Work it, work it, work it. Keep breathing. Less than 10 seconds left. Home stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Great job. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating bullets. Burpees are great. All right, so we are done with the circuit. We're gonna stretch after this. Before we get to stretching though, calm everything way down.
Yay, Shavasana.
Yeah.
Yay.
Slow down your breathing. Nice, easeful belly breaths. Get some water if you have it close by you. For our stretching session, we have the option of doing the stretches on the ground or in a chair. We'll go over all variations as we go through them. All right, how are we with time? Let's stretch. All right, so starting on a mat or in a chair, we're gonna start with cat-cow. The standard cat-cow is done on hands and knees. And from here, we go into the cow first. You're gonna inhale, Push your belly down to the floor and look up. And exhale to cat. Reverse it. Push your spine up toward the ceiling. Look at the belly button. Work on wiggling your spine up and down. If you're going to be doing this in a long sit position, you're going to put your hands on your knees. You're going to go into the cow. Inhale, push your belly forward and look up at the ceiling. Exhale, look down at your belly button. You're going to do this in a chair. In the concept, you're going to put your hands on your knees, push your belly forward as you look up. Exhale, push your belly towards your backrest. Look down at the belly button. Couple more. Next up is going to be the knee hug or the posterior cuff stretch. So the knee hug is done lying on your back. You're going to pull your left knee to your chest and gently stretch it. Inhale, pull a little closer. Exhale, let it go. And then for our seated athletes, we're going to do a posterior cuff stretch. You're going to take your left arm, reach across your body, and you're going to take your right arm, cradle your left arm, grab at your elbow, gently pull your left arm across your body. And then switch sides. Now, you're doing a right knee to chest, or a right posterior cuff stretch, bringing your right arm across your body, cradle with your left arm, grabbing your elbow, gently pull, cross body. Next, we're going to do a tricep bicep flow. Take your right arm, reach it up over your head like you're trying to stretch your upper back. Push with your left hand into your elbow to get some elbow pressure. And then exhale, bring your arm down, reach your left hand as far as you can, splay through the fingers. And then bring it back up. Flow between the tricep and the bicep stretch. One more. And switch sides. Reach your left arm up overhead, scratch your upper back. Push with your right hand, get some overpressure into the tricep stretch. Exhale, reach out back behind you, splay your fingers, bicep stretch. Low between the tricep and bicep stretch. One more. All right, next is going to be a cactus pose flow with hip flexor stretch for our standing athletes. So standing athletes, you're going to get into a hip flexor stretch position. So right now, you're going to put your left knee down on the floor, right leg is up, so your right foot is planted. You're going to push your hips forward to get that stretch in your left hip flexor. And then for the cactus flow, we're going to start with your elbows bent at 90 degrees, palms and elbows touch in the front. This is the closed position. And then you're going to inhale to cactus, out to the side. Exhale, reach overhead, touch your thumbs. Inhale back to cactus. Exhale, close. And then switch the legs if you're doing the hip flexor stretch. Couple more. One more. All right, shake things out a little bit and then lie down on your back. If you're gonna be doing Shavasana in a chair, I'm gonna have you scoot forward in your chair and then lean back against your backrest or up against the wall. And then let your head rest back. Arms dangle by the side. Everyone else will be on the ground. Lie down, face up. Let your legs lie wherever is comfortable. Let your arms come out to the side. And come back to that belly breathing that we started with. Focus on letting the belly rise first before your chest. And then close your eyes. Slowly allow your fingertips, your toes, palms of your hand, the bottoms of your feet to become heavy and sink into the floor. Following up the chain, your elbows and your knees should start to sink downwards towards the earth. Allow your shoulders and your hips to just melt open as they sink towards the ground. Starting to deepen yourself into the dirt. Gradually, allow the rest of your spine to follow your limbs, starting from your tailbone to your low back, your mid back, your upper back, your shoulder blades, the low part of your neck, and the rest of your neck and your head. Slowly, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Allow your thumb to roll from your index to your middle, to your ring finger, to your pinky, and then back across all your fingers. Similarly with your toes, start to scrunch them together. Bring that sensation, that awareness back. Start to roll in your wrists and your ankles. Start to bend in your elbows and twisting to your forearms. Bending in your knees and rolling them side to side. Allow your shoulders to start to roll in whatever directions feel good. Maybe squeezing them together, pulling them apart, rolling them up and back, and then backing up. Combinations, gyrating through your hips, rocking them side to side, up and down, rolling from one side to the other. Transition that wiggle into your spine, the entire spine, the low part of your back, your mid back, your neck, and your head. Start to roll and squirm a little bit. And then sit on up, open your eyes. All right. Good job today, you guys. Are Pavel and Jorge still asleep? Maybe. Oh, no, Pavel's awake.
Not this time.
Oh. I'm gonna get you from last class then, and you're gonna fall asleep.
That does sound really nice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of playing video games, I could just go to sleep.
Good workout today, you guys.
That was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. What was challenging about today's workout?
The burpees were challenging for me.
Yeah, burpees.
Trying to figure out which one best works.
The windmills.
Windmills?
Oh, gee, was asleep.
I think the burpees were challenging, but it was really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, solid. Burpees are a great cardio, full body exercise. They're great, and everyone hates them.
I hate them because I did that on the carpet, under hardwood, like under solid ground.
All right. And what was fun about today?
I think that might be the first time that I've done the entire workout from the floor, and it was really interesting. There were a couple extra things that I was able to do. My chair is a little restrictive because it has armrests, so that was pretty cool.
All right, solid.
I noticed when I do some of those exercises on the floor, it activates different muscles, I think, because I'm trying to keep my balance and that I don't have to do in my chair. So like the same exercise on the floor feels different.
Yeah. And when you're doing the exercises on the floor, whether you're doing them in long sit or cross leg sit, you're in a less stable position than you are in the chair, because when you're in the chair, your legs are naturally dangling. And regardless if you have use of your legs or not, that added weight and that friction helps hold you down a little bit better.
Is there a difference between being long sit or cross-legged in terms of what you're activating?
Yeah, there is actually. It'll challenge your pelvic floor a little bit differently. So that's where it can be helpful to alternate between long sit and cross-leg sit. It also challenge your spine a little bit differently. When you're in long sit, the big emphasis is trying to sit up straight, versus when you're in cross-leg sit, your pelvis kind of locks your spine in place a little bit better. But you will have to challenge other parts of your pelvis and your core to stay upright.
I see. So it's not that one is harder than the other. It's just that they're different. So it's good to work both.
Exactly.
Got it. That's good to know.
All right. Good job, you guys. Have a great weekend. And we have one more class on Monday. That will be number 100. So we've done 100 of these classes over the course of 2020 and all of this pandemic craziness. It's been a bit of a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because we had the pandemic, but a blessing that all this kind of stuff came about. So I'm really glad that you guys are participating, and we'll have a nice shebang to finish for number 100.
Cool.
All right, you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.
See you Monday. Bye.
Thank you.